Hey guys, this is Dardamos with Dardamos Dominions. I'm here with RCK again. How are you doing, RCK?
Good.
And I have with me Galdavir. Galdavir, how are you doing?
Another wonderful day.
Okay, I lied. I think that we're actually on turn 27 instead. So let's get back out of this one and go to turn 27. Okay, we got a message from Asphodel. Galdavir, go ahead.
I certainly wasn't expecting a magic phase attack from the Divine Glyph. I had it down to 2 HP too. I was very close with it relying on luck procs. Still a very costly outcome. I'm on the back foot now and likely won't be able to win. I'll see if I can pull anything out though.
Do you agree with him? Is his game is his chance of winning probably gone?
Probably, if only just because we saw two of his chaff armies get wrecked last turn, and if I remember correctly, Asphodel's free spawn doesn't proc up that high or in high enough numbers that he would need in order to rebuild those two armies fairly quickly before Abyssia can turn around and push back on him.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Unless this game goes really late and he somehow is able to get peace, which either of those, I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah. RCK, do you want to grab this one?
Yep. All right, so this is from Fascia. I need more scouts in a bot, otherwise I'll just run into his mage-supported stack and lose a bunch of infantry for no reason. I've got construction 6 and burned all my fire into lanterns, all my fire gems into lanterns. Maybe it will reflect in the research score graph for you. I hope lead in research, otherwise I've been doing something wrong this whole time. I think in a unique position to be able to pull off a foul vapors play. That's interesting. My sacreds have poison resistant bliss, so I'm recruiting max of them out of my cap every turn. Unfortunately, only 4. And will supplement with Jade Amazon. That's actually really good. I think he's going to really be able to surprise people with that one. But the people around him, I mean, Satius, Ermor, I mean, it's not really going to do much on them, you know.
I think he's going to get one play out of it, and that's it. But yeah, I think you're right.
Listen. Where was I? Okay. Then I'll start about what else I want to round it out. I'll probably have to just raid around until I can get Dominion on the coast and move main support in and wait until my pretender wakes up. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I'm just reading. I'm actually teaching Sun Tzu's Art of War in one of my classes, and I mean, according to Sun Tzu, slow and steady doesn't win the race, but that's kind of more real life. What do you think about Dominions? Is it better to go fast, or is it better to do it deliberately? What do you think, Galdavir?
I would probably have to disagree with Sun Tzu in the fact of that you have to feel out what is the best opportunity, because the way that Sun Tzu makes his plays, he relies extremely heavily on scouts and up to date information. I believe that's covered in one of the
later ones,
third chapter. Yep. That works for a very well-informed, well-equipped army that has high infrastructure. In Dominions, that doesn't really work out a whole lot because you're only getting a very limited amount of information from your opponents from just your scouting reports. Though even the most accurate scout that you can get from it, which I believe is the scrying spell, or from the spy, if you have a spy in the capital and you can see their graphs, I am much more of a fan of the slow grind down to a very heavy rush at the end.
Yeah, what's interesting is like you have different Dominions players, and different Dominions players see things differently. And while your style is that, mine's actually the opposite. I usually go straight for the jugular as fast as I can, and I find that works for me. But what's interesting is that both strategies kind of work. RCK, where do you stand in that?
We'll go back to the first game we had on this YouTube channel. I actually did win on a rush, so but I do see both aspects of where you guys are talking about.
But what's interesting is, I mean, did you, because you didn't attack anybody for 30 turns, right?
Yeah, see,
there's nothing wrong with with going for an extremely rush heavy strategy, but it mostly falls down under what is the most useful strategy at the current time. If it's more useful to go slow, then take it a little bit on the slower end. If it's more useful to go quickly and rush things down, go ahead and take it like that. In this instance, because he is waiting on temples, he really should have thought about clearing out his water circle earlier instead of relying on waiting for his god to wake up, because temples underwater, even if it's only a 50% chance to go through. If I remember right, he has 6 provinces around him. If he can put temples in all 6 of those provinces, each of those temples will put out 1 check per, or whatever his Dominion check chance is, and even then, even if you're only getting 1 or 2 on the land, that's still places that you can accurately attack without having to worry about using your low par commanders.
And I wonder if we changed it from, going fast or to rush, if we change it to being decisive, if that would be a better word that we could do. Because one of the things you said, better. Yeah, and maybe like when you were talking about earlier how he should have taken the fort, put a temple down, maybe put some priests in there, get his dominion up, have a good steady place where you can have a good solid fight. You can raid in the meantime. Like I'm wondering if he's worried about winning the fights because he's not being decisive, in my opinion. He's not like he didn't take that decisive hit the fort, get yourself a good one. And so when he's saying slow and steady, it feels like he's giving his opponent more time to get bigger, and he's losing out on the income that he would have gained otherwise.
Because I understand that Facia gets more income from coastal provinces, but no amount of coastal provinces that you have is going to outpace the war machine that Nabaa has built up in his fight against the Bissia. And even if Nabaa wanted to breach that single land fort, I would be hesitant to attack a Facia inside of a fort if he has a communion going, because that is Wrathful Skies and Storm and just an infinite amount of Soul Slay. And you can't send Malaks in to go thug in the rear just because you'll have Storm up automatically, plus a million air elementals coming out from Facia in Storm. It is not fun to siege Facia at all.
And yeah, so I'm kind of curious how this will end up. And let's move on from here. We're having Relay attacking Airmore, and once again, they won. I hope that we don't get the replay bug here, because this is really interesting. What happened here? Oh no. Okay, good. I thought he was attacking. I mean, his commander dies here. Wait, what? What? Oh, they killed the commander, and now...
It looks like the relay routed first, or the relay troops routed, the commander didn't, and then the commander went to go attack the chaff that was disintegrating. The chaff killed the commander, and then the last of the last Ermor commander got off the field before the last of the relay troops.
This is hilarious. Like, this is so Dominions right here. That's his... Yeah, there's the Mound King right there. Okay, the Mound King runs off. They're still fighting. That kills the leader. Oh, wait. That's weird. They were okay, so when they rout, even if there's a commander that has undead leadership, they'll start to disintegrate.
Mm-hmm. That's how you saw them. That's why I saw them all stand still and didn't do anything. And the merman captain, red with rage somehow, and just not thinking this through, decided to go stab the skeleton, and then the skeleton stabbed him in the face instead.
And thank goodness for Combat Speed 5.
Blessed.
Oh my goodness. So we have a bit of a fight between the Airmorians and the Relayans. Oh my. RCK, how do you feel about these guys?
Um, it's questionable. It depends on what Ermor brings to the battle, because I mean they're not going to target the skeleton chaff that he has. They're going to target the commanders. Um, I think they're not going to target the Knights of the Sepulchre, but they will target lictors as well. But at the same time, I mean, Armor only has to bring, I don't know, a stack of 80 ghouls, and it's going to kind of negate all of those guys, you know? So they have their place.
Okay, I'm kind of curious what happens between the. Okay, so we've got quickness blast, Knights of the Unholy Sepulchre, which do about 24 piercing damage, versus 19 protection Meteorite Guard. There's a lot more of the Meteorite Guard. How does this play out? Galdavir, I mean, who do you think has the edge in this?
Once again, I believe I've made my feelings clear on the lack of blood vengeance on knights, which would have helped them clear out this stack a little bit faster. The increased defense is going to be extremely useful to fight off the meteorite guards, because meteorite guards, if I remember right, they have a relatively low attack at 13 or 14. But it looks like that this was the main issue that Relay has, that if the knights get in the back into their squids, the squids are just going to get mulched infinitely.
I mean, I don't want to take away from what you were saying at all, because this looks like a scripting error, because there was still a bunch of stuff down here. He didn't protect his, or maybe it was not a scripting error, but well scripted by. Let me put that on Aramore. Aramore scripted this right by loading his Knights of the Unholy Sepulchre on one end. Now, interestingly enough, usually these guys going into melee is terrible, but it looks like it actually wasn't. The life drain was actually kind of, it worked out well, and he takes the field. Interestingly enough, I didn't expect that towards the end. I thought he was going to lose towards the end. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, who won this battle? Galdavir, who do you think came ahead on this battle?
I'm gonna have to go with Ermor, just because if you take a look at what he lost all 20 knights, and he lost 5 of his lictors. But that's not enough for it to counteract the sheer amount of illithids that he lost. Is 27 per, and then each illithid, if I remember right, is 50 gold to go on top of it. So yeah, that's a massive amount of gold, and plus he got some. It looked like he also got the Prophet as well, so that's several turns where he won't have a Holy 3 on land. Didn't get any of the Star Spawn or the other mages. It also didn't look like that there was Illithid Lord. No, not the Illithid Lord, but the Star Spawn. Here's the God over here. I don't know.
Do you see Relay missed their chance?
I do. If one of those paralyzed, could have magic dueled him, you could have, which that's one issue that Relay has sort of been having, is that he hasn't been having magic duelers on the field just in case Dusk Elders pop up. I will trade a single Star Spawn for a Dusk Elder any day of the week. And in this instance over here, that could have been a fantastic kill to get, because that would have taken the Ermor Bless offline for a decent, for probably only maybe like 2 or 3 turns, depending on how many Holy 3s he's got up with his lictor production. But 3 turns without worrying about that massive bless, you can pull a lot of fun things without having to worry about getting flanked by those knights.
What really strikes me here is that Aramore has, 11 mages on turn 26, and he brings 150 Meteorite Guards and 11 mages. And usually that's in most nations that's a big deal. I mean, Relay is usually very rich. They have some very easy to make cheap mages. I mean, these slave mages are ridiculously low in upkeep. They're 175 gold, ridiculous low in upkeep. They come with S1, meaning that if you put up Light of the Northern Stars, you can do the, what did he do? He did Solar Rays, correct?
Yep, you can do Solar Rays as well.
I mean, where are his mages? Is my question. It seems like this was a missed opportunity in that if he would have had more mages, he could have beaten all of this with fewer losses.
Another thing that he could have done is that if he has a communion set up over here, what he can do is that if he takes a prophet, or he takes his prophet and he hits him, or he empowers him a little bit with astral, he can put that prophet into communion. All of a sudden, you have a Holy Five prophet that just blasting out massive amounts of banishment. That can also work as well.
Okay, Stellar Decree, is that there? Is that
That's a smite.
Okay, so that's from this H3 right here. You're right. They did he did have his prophet there. I am curious if he dies. Oh, they killed him at the very last second. That was huge. Okay, so the H3 seems to be working, and not only that, but what you were saying is with the communion is also kind of cool because he could put these star children in with the star spawn, and all he needs to do is get 2 star spawn, and you get an H3.
Yep.
And we saw
that.
I mean, what
you have one of them cast. What is the anti-undead solar one? It is, or the anti-undead astral spell.
Solar rays, I think, is what he was casting.
Not solar rays, but the battlefield version of it.
Are you talking the one that makes everybody blind?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I think it's a little early for that because Relay normally goes down Thaumaturgy, and I don't actually. I can check that real quick. I don't know if that's in Thaumaturgy. Do you know what he's talking about, RCK?
Not off the top of my head. I do remember a spell being like that, but I just don't remember what it's called at the moment.
I have a feeling that we might not have it. Stellar Cascades is another one that's really good. No, that's not. I'm thinking a different one.
It's not under enchantment.
It might be there.
Solar Brilliance.
Solar Brilliance. Yeah, but I mean, it's so deep at this point. It's so early, but yeah, I mean, definitely an idea that you could go this route. And what I like, well, it's easy MR negates.
Yeah, so you put Eye of the Void and you put Magic Gear on it, and it'll just wreck them regardless. And that's another easy way of mowing through a massive amount of Urmor chaff and killing off knights, because even if it's only five points of damage, 5 points is enough to kill a knight.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't have the hit points to be able to take it. The other thing that really surprises me is that we're not seeing, and I think that I was talking to you about this, RCK, that he doesn't have any of his very, very cheap, easy to recruit priests. These things are 45 gold each. You can recruit 2 per turn from every fort. He could literally come out just from 1 turn, get 10 per turn. In like 5 turns, he could have 50 of these guys just blasting away. And so what? It's only priest 1. I mean, it doesn't. It's going to do an AOE attack, and he has the astral version, which is like a huge AOE. So I kind of am just. I don't understand why, because we all talked about how powerful priests will be against this Relay and Bless, and we're just not seeing priests. Okay. Wait, why are there 2 battles here? Oh, because he did. Okay, let's watch the next one. So Relay
Storm report. Yeah.
And it actually worked. Wow, if Relay would have had, or if Airmore would have had a bigger army in here, it would have been, this could have been a very big disaster for him.
You see, I look at both of those losses in that last battle, and since Relay is so scales heavy, I mean, I really don't feel like they lost too much. I mean, I feel like these are easy, replenishable numbers they have here. I mean, yeah, they lost 27 Illithids that hurt, but I mean, they still have 50 more. They can keep pushing. But then again, the Urmor one, whenever I play Urmor, I don't count losing that chaff as anything. I don't even count losing the Knights as anything. Only thing I'd count is the 1 sensor, but I doubt I would have summoned him. I'm sure he's free spawn in the 5 lictors. That's the only thing I'd count. And I'm so surprised that at turn 27, Ermor doesn't have a larger stack of lictors moving around.
My guess is that they're on. Yeah, look at this. But I think I found your bigger stack of lictors, dude. But where are his lictors? Are they here?
Over the back
they're
by
there.
the knights. They're there.
Yeah, so they're off pushing against Mictlan right now. So yeah, that's we can kind of get an idea of where his army is, and I think that poor Mictlan is now in a bit of trouble. I could be wrong, but I think they might be in a bit of trouble.
Well, I mean, he might have to pull back now. I mean, Relay is in his cap circle.
That's true.
He's taking the castle in his cap circle, so.
I mean, you play Relay, RCK. I mean, what do you do in this situation? You're getting attacked by 3 different ways.
I play Ermor. I never played Relay.
I'm sorry, Ermor. You played Ermor. What do you do in this situation?
Usually, the best thing you can do is just completely destroy somebody's army, and then send it to somebody else and show them it's like, hey, I've just destroyed so and so. Are you ready to back out of this or not? Because I mean, my army is going to be looking at you next. And normally enough, surprisingly, a lot of people will turn out of the coalition.
Yeah, I'm Ermor needs to die forever. With one exception, there's only one time I've ever gone to peace with Ermor. Other than that, I hate them. I wants them deads. Galdavir, if you are Relay, you just took those losses. Do you keep pushing or do you pull back?
Depending on the scouting that I have for Ermor, I wouldn't trust this stack to fight off a second massive stack that Ermor may have somewhere in the wings. Like, for all I know, he could have another 3 stacks just as big and just as strong coming right at me. Like, I would, at this point, I'd be hoping to maybe not consolidate, but certainly I would probably try to put the... Oh, wait, no, because you can't put Ermor's cap on disease because it doesn't matter, because Ermor just summons their troops.
It does stop their free spawn, though. So he's losing free spawn here. He's lost free spawn here. And not only that, but he doesn't have... What's that, sorry?
What side is that in the castle he just took?
Yeah,
The one above it. The one above it. Nope.
This one? Oh, the crypt underneath? Yeah. Gorgeous, isn't it?
Conjuration bonus 20%. That's nice. Especially for Ermor. Because all of their national spells are all conjuration.
God. So he's getting, what, like 6 or like 4 gems off of his big mages, right? I wonder if he knows that he has this. I'm kind of curious because he had nothing in here, dude.
He had to have if we see it now.
Yeah.
He had to have searched that.
This
also gives him 3 gems a turn, 3 death gems from that one side. He is definitely coming back for that.
Ermor has heretic mages.
No, that's cool.
Like, he can just summon these guys, or he can buy these guys, stick them on, and let me just tell you, normally you don't want to buy mages. These guys would research for you. You put 2 research items on it, and you put them in the most valuable province you have, and you just watch as they make you money. These things are gorgeous. Oh, by the way, they also disease heal, just in case one of your guys randomly gets diseased. This may be the best mage I've ever seen for Ermor. I mean, am I wrong in this, or am I seeing more into this?
No, it's certainly useful. I don't know how much I would, or when I would start pumping these out, because if I found these like right at the beginning of the game, that would be much more useful.
Yeah,
but if you only found them recently after his dominions all already spread and pushed, that'll be useful to have in enemy lands when you take like an enemy cap or something. That'd be useful to have. But like, it looks like that this is relatively recent, if I remember correctly, because Ermor doesn't have nature native in order to search for it.
I wonder if he was using his god to site search, because I see some other nature sites around him. I see an air site, and that's not sites you get off Dusk Elders, you know.
He got Sorcerers of the Sand as well. he has got a very nice setup here. I mean, if he could go to peace with Relay, I could see him still having a huge shot at this game, if only because he's got the Crypt underneath, and he's got Lilium Veil. He's got Death Gems everywhere. If he could make peace with them, he would be, oh my. He's got another Heretic Mage.
Okay, so yeah, then Ermor should be having a million a million provinces that doesn't have any Dominion in it.
So theoretically, he wins a war against anybody. He drops 5 of these mages in there every turn, and it keeps his Dominion out of there. I mean, that's frightening just in itself. I'm curious if this is what happens going forward. I need to ping Novell and see if he ended up if he uses any mages this turn, or try to be something, not spoiling.
The best case scenario for that is that, yeah, he manages to get a piece out from Relay, but he wants to take back that Conjuration site. Relay knows that that's going to be like a major sticking point in any peace negotiations, because if I was Ermor, I wouldn't sue for peace unless A, I got that province back, or B, that was included in. Like, Relay can have everything else except for that fort over there, just because it's such high value for me.
Well, it's his cap circle too, so I mean, there's no way he's giving this up. So yeah. I mean, this is insane what he has.
Well, cap circle for Ermor doesn't really matter. The only reason why it really matters, at least in my opinion, is the fact that it has a fort on it. Like, if you didn't know that was there underneath, or that the crypt underneath was there, you don't really necessarily need your cap circle as Ermor, because you've got 4 other forts. Like, you are losing a fort, but it's not relevant because it's for gold and resources that your cap is drawing from.
That's true. At the same time, you can still act like an ignorant player and be like, yeah, but it's my cap circle. I can't give up that one. It's my cap circle. You understand, right? I mean, it's my cap. It's one of those, I think that you have like a little bit of a diplomatic, chip there saying, hey, it's still in my cap circle. I'd like to keep it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because like we said, I mean, Relay is kind of on the back foot even though they won. So let's try to sneak in one more turn really fast. Actually, I don't know if we might have missed some other battles. Oh, we absolutely did. What happened here? Okay, so this is the retreating of the White Bull from... How many hit points does he have? 164 with a whole bunch of MR gear. And then Reinvig. Oh boy. Yeah, I can see how this could go wrong.
Those Sacreds are probably just hitting so hard right now. They're definitely getting through his 28 protection, I feel like. How much damage do those Sacreds actually do?
24?
24 with Pierce, though. 24 with Pierce. And Slash.
And he's retreating if he goes unconscious, interestingly enough. So if he went unconscious for a sec... Wait, what was that?
Yep, he was down to 20 hit points. I was telling you, they were dealing with a lot of damage, those Sacreds were.
Oh, he's got a GSS guy too. Oh, Zan, you genius. So he had a thug mixed in. He also has a Vine Whip, which is going to do nothing. Wow, that is a huge hit.
Actually, with that 20% reduction with that pierce damage, only that 28 protection. I mean, that's going to put him down to 23 protection, and those Sacreds were hitting for 23. So, I mean, that was definitely a lot of chip damage since he was surrounded.
This will not be the first time that the Bull of Asphodel has died and come back to life, so...
That's true. He'll be back soon.
We'll be seeing him in the next episode.
I mean, if he's got that many Holy Twos around preaching up his Dominion...
Like, look at this. I mean, damage roll of 33 plus 2... versus 10 plus 4, like 26 damage, dude. but it's reduced because of his. If he didn't have Temper Flesh, that'd be 26 damage. 13 is still a huge amount. Wow. That's just, yeah. I don't think it matters if he comes back. It's kind of what I'm trying to get at. But, nothing, and nothing. Okay, actually, guys, I think that we're going to call it at this point. So I want to thank, sorry, RCK, thank you for joining up with me today.
Oh, yeah, it's been fun.
And same thing with you, Galdavir. Thank you so much for joining up. I really appreciate in these episodes.
No problem.
Okay, guys, then I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.